Hey, it's Diamond Jim. Doing part two to the Batman movies that I started yesterday. Um, Today I went into the, went through my stuff and I found this T-shirt. By the way, this toboggan came with a T-shirt, and this is the same toboggan I wear in all my videos. I just turn it around. But as you can see, I haven't worn this shirt since I was like maybe 17, and it's pretty much I've grown out of it. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about the next two Batman movies. Let's start off with Batman Forever. This was the first movie I ever went to go see. I was two going on three. It was in '95. So yeah, I didn't turn three until like December. Um, this is around the time my parents separated. And each week they would take me to go see a movie. I'll go see this, and then with mom, then I'll go see another one with dad, and back and forth. You might think that might be a bad time, but it was actually a good time for me. Anyway, I do like this movie. Like I said, it was the first movie I ever went to go see. When I got this on VHS, I also wore it out, much like I did with the first Batman. And and I like the color green. You can see in my opening, I do like the color green. And I love the Batmobile in this one. People give this movie so much shit because it's so much lighter, when in fact the movie started out being much darker. And when it was darker because there were scenes like Two-Face escaping at the beginning. Two-Face shoots somebody at the circus, and Batman confronting the fact that he was responsible for the death of his parents in the Batcave, and he sees the image of a big bat. And of course, the original ending, with him and Robin standing on the top of a building and they jump off into the camera. They cut those because they thought those were dark, and which was. And I think the movie would have been a lot better. It wouldn't have got so much shit. I think the only shit it would have gotten was the bat nipples, but they're not that noticeable in this one as much as they are in the next one. But I do like this movie. Out of stars, I give it 4.5. I would give it 5, but that belongs to the first one. But I still like it, and I love Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and Val Kilmer. Jim Morrison. Come on, Batman. I mean, not as good as Michael Keaton, but still did a pretty good job. And of course, the next one, uh, Batman and Robin. I prefer to look at this movie as a spoof movie, and it's kind of hard to believe that they made this, as a real Batman movie. And people blame Joel for it when in fact the fault is not his. The fault is Warner Brothers because they wanted to make a much lighter Batman movie. And if Joel was given the opportunity to make a darker Batman movie, he would have. He would have. That's what sort of he would have made the movie darker. Probably his Batman Returns. Uh, it's pretty much in my opinion. It's the only movie of his that I didn't really care for. Next to Phantom of the Opera, and I didn't really like um, number 24, which I can understand if people like those two movies, but it wasn't me. But I did like The Lost Boys, 8 millimeter, Incredible Shrinking Woman, Phone Booth. Okay. Of course, George Clooney, not a good Batman. Uma Thurman, she is hot, and so is Elisa Silverstone as Batgirl. She's hot too. I had such a crush on her when this movie came out. Robin's pretty good. I didn't like his suit. His suit was more like Nightwing, I think. And if they're gonna make a suit look like Nightwing, should have gave him the hair, the long hair. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, I did not like. That was the main thing I didn't like about this movie. But as a comedy movie, it's funny as hell. But you know, as a Batman movie, you gotta say, what the fuck? But I still watch all four of them in a row, and you know, a lot of people blame Joe Schumacher just because of this one, when in fact most of it was not his fault. His only input was the bat nipples. That's about it. This one got liked because he was under pressure from a toy company and Warner Brothers to make a very, very lighter Batman movie, and the toy company wanted him to make pretty much a 2 hour. toy commercial, which, well, even, the actors said that they were making a toy commercial. But funny movie, and then there was plans to make a fifth one called Batman Inferno, which is pretty much the same thing as Batman Forever. It was supposed to have like maybe a cameo by Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Maybe, maybe they would have gone into a darker tone if they had ever got to make that. But of course, that one was a disappointment. And of course, at the same time, Tim Burton was developing a his own Superman movie, and that went into early production, and actually caused, from what I believe, ABC, I think, to cancel Lois and Clark, which I love that show, but people think that show went off the air because of low ratings. No, that show went off the air because other problems on the set and the fact that Tim Burton was making a Superman movie. So anyway, I'll probably discuss that in a Superman video. But that's it for part two. I will do a part three tomorrow.